Hi guys. Long time probably no hear from, at least vidwise. As we know, I have failed to answer my post before my last post. I'm really into that. And hopefully I won't fail to answer the last post I've done, or this post, because I seem to have gotten pretty good at failing along those lines. Oh, so I got the letter from my boyo's school signing off on a school counselor, and I'm hoping that that works because, yeah, things have gotten definitely less fun. I lost my shit on him yesterday and had like a crushing headache afterwards, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't do this anymore. And he's a good kid, and they acknowledge that he's a good kid. He's a sweet kid. But he definitely has some anger issues he needs to work through. And I'm thinking that his beginning of the 5th grade year for him, and then landing in a new place the rest of 5th grade with a whole new group of kids after an extremely bad experience with 5th grade at the beginning of last year. I honestly think that, yeah, he definitely needs to talk to somebody. Things are getting better, though. They truly are. It doesn't seem like it right now. We just paid rent, and things are tight, and getting this letter from my boyho's classroom and the teacher, and I agree, Ms. N, that they probably should have contacted me a long time ago. That's something that I'm really super big about, that they understood back in Louisville, but they don't seem to grasp here. So I guess I'm actually, because the teacher does want to talk to me, I guess I'm going to have to go in, and I'm going to have to impress upon her, telling me 2 months in, and after the school year is well underway, and after the problem has gotten to the point where they have to remove him from recess and have him do something else, that's a bit of an issue with me. And there's a new principal, there's a new everybody. I mean, last year they kept me somewhat in the loop, but there was still the problem of, at the end of the year, they had already decided to move him away from the kids that he ended the year with into a completely different classroom to get him away from those kids. And I only hear about it now. I heard something about how they were moving him, and putting him in a different classroom, but I didn't really understand why. And I just kind of like, oh, okay, and blew it off. Now I know the reason why. And I'm not best pleased by the whole thing, I do have to say. That kind of ticks me off. I'd rather know exactly what's going on so that I can try to work out solutions with you and help you nip it in the bud. But like I said, I was so distracted when I was talking to her. I know I either sounded like a moron, an idiot, or somebody who just didn't friggin' care, or part of the friggin' problem. Which, I don't know, maybe I'm part of the problem. I mean, I'm a yeller. I'm one of those that I'd rather not spank them. I'd rather yell. And unfortunately, by the time I get to the point where I'm yelling, I'm already like full on pissed. And it seems that with our poor eldest, we're yelling at him about half the daggone time. And it's been steadily, like the last 5-6 years, been getting worse and worse and worse. Like today I told him, like, dude, you don't have any shoes on. Concrete's getting cold because it's chilly out there. Come over here, sit down, quit walking all over the cold concrete. Yeah, he promptly went out of his way to do just the opposite of what I was telling him. And I realized that half of this is just him being 11. I get that. I was talking with hubby the other day, and I was like, I get that these are like 11-year-old problems, and that these are things that 11-year-olds do. And I think half the issue when it comes to that is my eldest doesn't do anything by half. He is definitely a go big or go home type of person. And so when he decides to do something, he does it 115%. That's just all there is to it. It's 115%, he's all in. And that's where we're having half these problems. His steady, bucking authority and not listening to what he's told to do, even when he's being proven wrong. And it's like I told him today, I'm like, dude, you get yelled at so much even when you don't do anything wrong. Because you have taught me and your dad that 9 times out of 10, you're going to act like an ass. So we expect you to act like an ass. And when you are not even acting like an ass, but we're only hearing half the conversation, or we're coming in late, this is automatically what we're going to assume. This is what you've taught us now, is that 9 times out of 10, you're going to be an ass. That other 1 out of 10, okay, yeah, we're wrong, but I guess that's just to make up for the time you are acting like an ass and we didn't catch you. I love him dearly. He's such a good kid. But my God, he is sassy. He walks around here like, he's an adult. I mean, I've caught him, I don't know how many times, telling his brother to do something like he's an adult. Or you don't need to do that. And I'm like, who are you again? My God. I mean, who am I? Right, I'm Mom. Who are you? Right, okay. Now that we've gotten that established, what do you think you're doing? But he's a good kid. He's super smart. I get the teachers are like concerned. They probably haven't, from the way they're behaving, they probably haven't dealt with anything like this before. So I'm going to go and I'm going to have a talk with them. And I'm going to let them know that I'm not very happy that here it is. I mean, we're already 2 months in, and I'm just now hearing about this when it's gotten to the point where they have to remove him from everybody else and try to come up with a solution. That's just a little bit beyond the time when you're supposed to be contacting me, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure how other parents do it. I don't really care how other parents do it. When hubby and I came to the school, now it's a new principal, it's a new school teacher, so maybe that's part of the problem. And they aren't familiar with us, which is another part of the problem. But when we came in, we told them specifically, we like to know everything. Everything. So I've already talked with her and let her know that any schoolwork he needs to make up, he is to come home with, and we will make it up. I'm going to see if that message gets through. But I've signed off on the paper for him to talk with a counselor. Hopefully it goes well. And I have like this, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I have like this paranoia. They're going to go, oh, you're the problem. Oh, you did this. So I have a little bit of that paranoia going on. And I'm thinking that that's just coming from a household where there was an abusive parent. And my husband coming from a household where he had an abusive parent. And so the paranoia sets in that somehow we are the problem, that we're doing something wrong. And even if not, even if we aren't the problem, which I really hope we're not, but even if we aren't the problem, that they're going to come to that conclusion, that we are the problem. And it's just sheer fear and paranoia, and I already know this. But it's sheer fear and paranoia that, I signed the paperwork anyway, so I guess we'll find out. Car's great. I love having a new car. I'm still trying to get used to her because she's a 4-cylinder compared to 6 cylinders that I've driven my whole entire life. I'm so used to 6 cylinders. Our Ford Escort was a 6-cylinder. The Sunfire was a 6-cylinder. Belle was a 6-cylinder. So all of our vehicles have been 6 cylinders. She's a 4-cylinder. So I kind of treat her like I did the Ford Escort, and I rock the accelerator so that, I treat it like it's a shift car. I rock the accelerator instead of pressing down like I'm used to, just because the car seems to catch on a little bit faster. I mean, it has, of course, being a 4-cylinder, it takes a little bit more time for the gears to change. So I'm used to a vehicle that's up to snuff a little bit faster, and I had to constantly tell myself with the Jeep, it's not the Sunfire, it's not a sports car. But I drove the Sunfire for 13 years. By the time I got used to how Belle handled, she no longer handled like that. So I'm assuming that with this Jeep, we'll have her go for a good long time. And then I'll get so used to how she drives that if we go back to a 6-cylinder, I'm going to be completely messed up. So last week was a pretty stressful week. Though end of the month really wasn't. It's kind of funny. So I worked on Saturday. And of course they're expecting all this stuff to come in, and we got some weird people. We always seem to, especially with the new chat system, we get some people who are a little bit, not pulled together. But it was like super quiet. And then I went and I picked up like kitty bear food and and stuff like that, realizing things are kind of tight. But I actually think that I did some jumping, dancing, and wiggling skills from the old days. I still have them. So we will definitely be able to make it. I have like 3 gray hairs now. It's kind of cool. It probably won't be cool by the time it gets to about 20. Then I'll probably start dyeing my hair again. But for right now, it's cool, and I'm rather excited. I know, it's so weird, isn't it? But I'm rather happy because I got caught up in a lot of my shows. I got caught up in my politics. And I dusted and swiped a lot of things down and cleaned the bathroom area and made chili. So we're pretty much set for the next week, chili-wise. And it will save me some headaches and some time later on in the week. Dusted, swept, everything else, did some laundry. I still have some I have to fold, unfortunately. I hate folding laundry. But I got like a ton done today, and it still feels like I had my weekend, which is like super awesome. So yeah, I mean, it was a rough week, but I went ahead and told the oldest, I'm like, we're gonna start from the beginning. When you come home, you're going to take off your shoes, you're going to put them in the closet, you're going to take off your jacket, put it in the closet, you're going to put your backpack on the couch, and you're going to wait till Mama comes home. Mama's going to take everything out of your backpack, we're going to go over it, we're going to look at everything. If you have work to do, we'll do it. Then everything's going to go right back in the backpack, backpack's going to go in the closet, and if you still have time, then you can go play. But we're going to have to start from the beginning. It's a new place. And I think trying to go back to a routine and instill a routine again is going to be one of those things. It's going to be a necessity. I mean, I don't know what else to do here. I'm like completely at my wit's end. And I tell you what, raising children is scary and it is super hard, especially for people who didn't really plan on doing it in the first place. And already knowing we'd probably be sucky parents to begin with. So I'm kind of like, just doing my best here. The baby seems to be trying to regress, which is once again, new place, new environment. And he can be a manipulative little thing. He wants people to do it for him. Which has, Mama's been trying to work on her temper, which doesn't really help my temper too much, but both boys are getting better. I'm getting better. Hubby's getting better. Things are getting better. It's just the little jumps and starts in between, and little monkey wrenches that occasionally get thrown in the works. But I definitely know things will get better, even though, like, right now, I tried to fax paperwork, hubby's paychecks, to DWS so that they would have it, and, well, that didn't necessarily work. So I'm going to have to try a different machine when I go in tomorrow, because I need to get that in. My children need to have insurance, and right now, as far as I know, they don't have any. I need to activate my own insurance card. And then here soon, we do need to get our garage key, and we need to start moving stuff in, and then I need to start going through things, because there's going to be quite a lot. I mean, with the way packing was and everything, there's just loads of stuff I just don't want to take next time. I mean, I know that eventually we will be moving again, and when that happens, I don't want to take a whole crap ton of stuff with me. I just don't. Hubby told me that, because that's the thing, we're planning on staying here a couple of years and then moving on. But he was like, you've got a job you love. He was like, I've got a job I like a lot. He was like, I'm not bored. It's not pissing me off. And he was like, and I want to be at a job for a couple of years. He was like, I'm getting sick of this, because with all the temporary jobs we did, and all the temporary work, and through the temporary agencies, it was 6 months here and 8 months there and 2 months here and 4 months here, and it was just, it really does not look good, especially for how far along our resumes are. I mean, when you have a resume that's 2 or 3 pages, you've got a problem. So we're both sick of that. So we're going to be sticking it out here a bit longer. We're probably going to be looking for a house to rent, because in about 1 year's time, a year and some change, when November rolls around, it'll be about, a year's time, we are going to be planning on moving. That's just one of those things. So, yes, I wanted to do this because I was too lazy to type. When is that ever a surprise? I am planning on getting something into Who contest, but I'm not going to make any promises to myself, because I tried to do that with the last one, and I wound up like really, really pissed at me. So here I am trying to be better and not be so down on myself and not have paranoid negative thoughts, or at least find ways to talk myself out of them. Like having a school counselor, talk to Ronan is good. It's not to the point where he has to go to a counselor. Maybe they'll have some insights that we don't have because we're too close to the situation. Maybe they'll have some solutions. Maybe they'll actually hear from him how he feels and know how to help him. Maybe they'll be able to hear from us how he's behaving at home, and maybe they'll be able to work with something and come up with something. I need to have meetings with those teachers. I probably need to go and see a doctor at some point in time. I've got like medical insurance, and for some reason I can't seem to activate it, so I'm gonna have to call them tomorrow about that. Turn in the DWS paperwork and then call them on Tuesday and see if they've got that. So yeah, it's been a long haul, but I'm going to tell you, we are in a 10 times better place than we were. We're not so inundated with constant negative things that's just so hard to freaking keep up with. So it's the weird moments stand out. Didn't know how else to put it. The weird moments, the monkey wrenches in the works stand out more, I guess, because it's not a constant. But these are things that will work out. I mean, maybe we'll be able to figure out what's going on with the eldest and work it out for him. Maybe the baby will get to the point where his brother did, and no longer have to go through special classes. He'll be caught up, and he'll hit subjects where he's interested and he wants to be involved. Both of them learn and grow in different ways, and they're both very, very different individuals, which they teach me every day. And hubby and I are doing quite well. We don't really have as much time together anymore, but we're working on that too. But my home's clean. My laundry's done. It just needs folding. I'll probably have some more to do tomorrow, but until then, my household's squared away, and I did it all in one day off. Now I'm just hoping to get this posted, get something written, because that would actually be quite lovely. Oh, I did want to say, I actually have a link that I will be placing here soon, so keep an eye out for it. It's for Gracie's Cancer Fund. I'm going to try to get it to Copper Badge for Radio Free Monday. It is it's one of our local people here. She's a convenience store clerk, and small one in her family. It's either her baby or her niece has cancer, and she's only about maybe 2 or 3. So I definitely want to get the word out there and get somebody, get some help and some attention to this. So keep an eye out for that. I was supposed to post it last week, and I completely missed the deadline. But I would really like to get that out there, because no wee one should have cancer like that. Nobody should be nobody should be in a boat where they can't take care of their wee one. With the political climate the way it is, unfortunately, it seems that, even those who are better off will have to struggle to take care of those that they love, and that's not the way it should be. But for right now, unfortunately, that's the way it is. So all of you, take good care of yourselves, take good care of each other. I'm still here. I've been reading, I've been listening. I've got a couple of comments that I've got to make, and several more that by sometime tomorrow I've got to reply to. But I'm looking forward to the upcoming week. It's going to be a good week. I just have that feeling. So until I talk to you all again, just do that for me. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and know that I love you, and I'm always thinking of you.